You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the only one media group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities and special guests. Hosted by Deanie Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Yo, you are listening to Vigilantes Radio and kicking it with the kid, dini-mussolini. I'm your host. If you haven't guessed it by now, oh my goodness, guys, you are in a treat for an incredible interview and a night. I can't say a night filled with music unless after the show you're just gonna rock it out. That's how I do it. That's how I end my nights, just rocking out, right? That's the best way, the best thing. Okay, so there's like over 28,000 of you guys on the phone lines with us. How you doing? Some of you guys are in the chat room. What is up? Some of you guys are on the browser. How's it going? And some of you guys are on Skype. Why are you on Skype? Who uses Skype? Call in. Not just kidding. I'm just kidding. You guys are awesome for just tuning in. You could be doing anything right now. Actually, you could. This is the internet. You have phones and tablets and kind of cool gadgets, so you can be multitasking at the same time. Anyway, okay, so off that. So you guys are in a treat for tonight. We have a wonderful guest, and everything's going to be like super spectacular. So what are you waiting for? Right now, today, you have everything you need to create the life that you want. Like, what are you talking about, Deanie? Listen, the only thing left to do is to do it. Make the commitment. Take the action. Do whatever needs to be done to make your life count. Anything less than the best you can be is just cheating yourself and the world. You are so special. You have something unique to offer. So what is holding you back? What is keeping you from living your life to the fullest? Even if you just make cheesecake, that's still a wonderful contribution to the world. Oh my goodness, man. So there will never be a better time than now to begin to be the person that you are meant to be. Make the effort. Give it your best shot. Just do it. Whatever it takes, do it. It'll be difficult. I'm not going to lie about that. Like, I know I'm making it sound easy peasy lemon squeezy, but it's far from that picture that I'm painting right now. It is definitely difficult. But hey, what's the reward without a challenge to get it? Okay? It will be painful. But the pain of effort, of discipline is minuscule compared to the pain of regret. That's right. When you're 50 or 60 or 70 years old and you're retrospecting back to say, hey, I could have did this. I wish I would have did that. It would have cost me nothing but time and a little effort. Maybe a lot of effort. But you get the point, right? So the time you spend today, you will never have again. Think about that. The time that you spend today's almost over, so let's say tomorrow, the time that you have tomorrow, 24 hours, starts in like 2 hours for me, 1 hour for you guys on the East Coast, and about 4 hours or 3 hours for you guys on the West Coast. Okay? So, think about it. You won't get that time back after you do whatever you do tomorrow. It's gone. There's no repeat button. There's no reset button, okay? So, sometimes you rarely regret the things you did. Most regret is for the things you didn't do. Put one foot in front of the other today, tomorrow, and the next day, the next week, the next month. Take the first step, and then the next, and don't stop until you are where you want to be, and then call me up and say, hey, Deanie, I'm here. And I'm going to say, yeah, baby, you are. Take it from me. Dini-mussolini, that is my word, and word is bond.
You're live in the mix. Let's get this started.
Yo, hello and welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Music or Inside the Book, Inside the Business, where we dive into the minds of the people who create marvelous things. It feels so good to be back with you guys once again. So one time for my people who are indigos, crystalline or starseeds, or for my vigilantes audience family. And 2 times for my people who are vegetarian or vegans. If you're like me, we are averaging over 37,000 live listeners, and we've been at this for 4 solid years. I appreciate all you guys who've been rocking with the kid on this journey, and we are still evolving, baby. It is all because of you, most definitely. We are the people who have dedicated their lives to music, spirituality, business, literature, art, movies, and research in every aspect, and we want to allow you an opportunity to tell your story. Man, we've had celebrities on our show, from Grammy Award winning artists to nominees to actors, comedians, CEOs, technology geniuses, visual artists, from authors to professors and aliens. Or people who think they're aliens. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Come on our show and talk to me. So check it out. To book your interview or just to share a real cool story, email me at vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. And that's V as in Victor. I'm passionate about what I do, just as passionate about what you do. And together, yes, together, we can get your voice heard by the people who should hear it. So let's create something incredible. You know the number to dial, 701-801-9813. Text that number to your buddy right now and tell them to tune in to connect with us or our guests, or you can hop in the mix directly from our website, onlyonemediagroup.com. Right from the homepage, you can slap that go live button and you'll be right here live in the mix and in the chat room with all of us. Feel free to shoot over some questions to ask our guests while they are here, but only as time permits. Sometimes my guests and I talk entirely too much and we take up the entire hour. And as always, all episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/onlyonemediagroup, iTunes, YouTube, or any app from the Google Play or iTunes Store, or over at our website. And that goes for every single episode that we've ever aired.
Lately, we've had the best fortune ever of being able to talk to some extraordinary artists and actors, all at a very exciting time in their lives and their careers. From my man Resh, who's from Brazil but now living in New York. He stopped by to do a live performance on the piano and sing us something exclusive. You guys remember that? That was awesome, wasn't it? Oh yeah. And then we interviewed the celebrity chef Leo, who's he holds 7 world titles of pizza making. Very Italian, okay? And he's Italian, from Chicago. So shout out to Leo. I hope I make it on the show one day, because I can make a mean pizza as well. But nevertheless, we loved having him on the show. And now we are here with AMBE. She's a fantastic and phenomenal artist based out of Brooklyn, New York. Man, a lot of our guests are coming out of New York. For the past 3 months, a whole shipload of people from New York. I think we got to get ourselves to New York, because, man, there's a lot of incredible talent there. So the end of May has been filled with the inspiration of these wonderful people truly finding their way. Plus, my birthday is in May. Geminis rule the world, and now we're in June, and Gemini still rule the world because, Gemini season proceeds into June. So it must be some magic in the air this month, or something in the water, maybe, but I'm telling you, don't drink the tap water. Drink it drink the water if it's filtered, right? But music is all around us right now, and in the best ways as we head towards the summer season, the season of summer jams, outdoor concerts, and show and tell. So with that, let's go ahead and invite our guest on for the second time. Because of my goof up, AMBE, you're now live again with all of us. How's it going?
Hi, Deanie, my friend. Finally.
Finally.
Happy to be on your show. Finally, I can hear you. Finally, I'm here on your show. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. I'm so honored that you are here with us. And, let's get this thing started. Yeah. So
yeah, let's do it.
Yes, you have like this long laundry list. And guys, I'm going to go down the list for you.
Go ahead. I'm going to listen.
check me as I go, right? So we'll say check, right?
Okay.
All right, first things first. I've heard that you're Russian.
Check.
All right, awesome. I'm on it. Okay. You're from New York.
Yes, exactly. Check.
Okay. Producer.
Checked.
Songwriter.
Checked.
Incredible singer.
Singer. Checked. Incredible. That's not for me to decide.
Well, I'm telling you guys, she's incredible. You'll hear it. Multi-instrumentalist.
Checked.
That is too awesome. And last but not least, entrepreneur.
Oh yeah, that's a new thing for me. I really freaking love it.
Oh, we have to talk about that. Oh yeah, I'm getting off like on you for that one. And guys, check this out. She's also Superwoman as a side gig. Don't tell anybody, okay? This doesn't leave Vigilantes Radio. So we don't like to expose secret identities, but hey, you're special. So with all these incredible feats and tall buildings that you leap, that's a rhyme, what is going on with you in today's music industry? Like, catch us all up to speed.
Well, actually, first of all, thank you so much for such an introduction. And you know what? It's actually so funny that you mentioned Superwoman, like Superman, Superwoman. And I'll tell you why. So recently I had lunch with one of my friends, and he only saw me on stage, so as an artist, AMBE, like right after the concert, when it's a costume and makeup and all these things, you understand? And then when he saw me in the daylight, coming after a business meeting I had right before it, in my business suit, he was like, oh my God, you're like Clark Kent. like with like a business human during a day and then a Superwoman in the night. And, and first I told him, oh, you know what, actually, my favorite superhero is Captain America. But then you know what? Then I was thinking that actually, Superman. That's probably who I am, sort of, because actually Superman was not born in America either, right?
Right. Yeah.
And look, like, and he's become actually one of the biggest American heroes. Correct?
That's correct.
So that's what I'm working on, like through my writing and recording and performing music and producing music for other artists, and now also through building this new music ecosystem to offer the world a new actually alternative music model, like the model of the music industry. So that's what is happening in my life right now.
Yeah. So a lot of people have the impression that artists are just artists or producers are just producers, but you're kind of one and the same, and you're also behind the scenes of more artists. Like, how did that all happen for you?
Well, there are just singers, there are just producers, there are just composers, but I also guess, it pretty much depends on the character, and it's very much in my character to just reflect like different colors of the light, so to speak, and like the way how I started music, basically, like both of my parents are professional musicians, so I've started doing music professionally. Yeah, like my mom is a singer and piano player, and my father is a piano player and composer, like classically trained. So when you can imagine that I've started like a good kid. I started doing music professionally when I was like literally 4 years old, playing violin and piano and also doing composition. And when I was 6, I was like already living without my parents in a boarding school for musically gifted children. Yes, and then when I was 7 years old, I actually won my first international competition of young composers with my very first 2 songs that I composed. And well, now I guess just a few years later, music is still what I'm doing. And in terms of my entrepreneurial life, as I said, it's quite a new thing for me, and I've been doing it probably for the last 5 months. And
that is very new.
Yeah. And I just think it has naturally sprung from me being an artist, being a musician. It's like another stage for me to create and to try and make the world a bit better just because I've been here. So that's what it is.
Are you putting any pressure on yourself?
Well, since I really, really, truly love what I am doing, basically that's the reason why I wake up in the morning. And since I love it so much, and basically it's the meaning of my life, my life has a purpose. I have a mission, and that's what I'm working towards, that's why I grow, I overcome, I fail, I learn, and I'm going to succeed. Actually, have you been watching the Westworld?
Okay.
The TV show, have you been? No?
I haven't seen it, no. I heard about it, but I haven't seen it.
It's such a cool thing, and basically it keeps coming to me, like there was one of the moments when a woman, she was not a human, basically like sort of android, she was saying, I died so many times. I'm freaking great at it. How many times did you die, And this phrase really keeps coming to me because, yes, I failed very many times in my life. Yes, I've been having some success, but actually, a lot of people, they say, successful people, they say, let's learn on your failure, and learn how to turn it into your success. And, a lot of people will think, that sounds like bullshit. But, actually, it's not. It's not. And also, it's really, it's true. Something if it doesn't kill you, it does make you stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I don't even know what question I was answering. Was sort of just going forward.
Yeah, hey, forget the questions. We're having conversation here, right?
Right.
All right, so...
Well, I should have poured a glass of wine, but I didn't. But that's okay.
Hey, in the beginning of the show, I said, hey, grab your drink of choice, whether it's a brewski or a green tea.
I know, but that was already too late because I was on the line thinking, it's like, oh my God, is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? I really am afraid of giving live interviews, every time I think, oh my God, what if I forget some words? How about my English? How about my accent? How about this and that bullshit? And I don't know. And again, it's another truth that every time when you overcome a fear, whatever kind of fear it is, there is some magic on the other end,
Oh, yeah.
So now when it's already late for me to be afraid because I'm already on your show, now I'm just relaxed and I'm enjoying the situation. Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that. We try to make it as free, as friendly, and no judgmental zone. No pressure. That's the way we like it.
Yeah, it
relax.
Feels like that. Thank you so much for that.
No problem at all. So your name, I'm very interested in your name. AMBE. Where did you get that name from, or what does it mean?
Well, you see, of course, I could say I was born on Krypton, and that's what my real name is, and yes, Clark, it's adopted name. But actually, the story goes much simpler than that. Mm-hmm. So my name is Maria, and my surname is Brodskaya. So basically, it's M and B, and how the hell you're supposed to pronounce AMBE? That's what it makes AMBE, and you're supposed to read it like AMBE. I know it's confusing. I know, but that's just my initial.
It's actually AMBE.
Yes, right. It's AMBE.
It's not AMBE.
Exactly. No, but it doesn't matter. You get it. It's you just put it into the world with the right energy. So the pronunciation didn't really matter.
Okay. Guys, it's AMBE.
AMBE, exactly.
Spelled like it sounds. Duh, Deanie. Okay. All right,
How
so
have you been, by the way? Not like you asking me questions, and I'm not polite enough to even ask you, how are you doing there?
I am fantastic. Thanks for asking. A lot of people don't ask, and so it's kind of something that I'm used to, because it's really not about me. It's more about the artist, more about you. But I am doing fine. I just celebrated a birthday, so.
Oh, really? So happy birthday! Because actually, yes, I heard that you're the Gemini. You said?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, happy birthday!
Yeah.
Double-faced one, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come to New York, we'll have a drink.
Oh yeah, having one now.
Yeah. Oh well, but I'm saying come to New York, so we will have it together.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I perform a few times in New York.
Really? So you're... Oh, you feel like we should be careful because otherwise we're going to switch to me asking you questions and interviewing you. You're also a performer, you're saying?
Yes. I'm in a band called No Longer the Hero.
Oh my God, I'm going to check it out right after the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, next time I'm interviewing you. Deal?
I don't do so well in interviews. I'm sorry.
Well, I will make it in the same manner than you are doing this one. Just relax and no pressure. I'm learning from you.
All right, I could do that.
Okay?
Yeah, I could do that.
Good. Deal.
All right, cool deal. Guys, I like this organic kind of flow of a conversation, so I know you guys like that too. Let's talk about... So we talked about your musical journey starting at the age of 4, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. I was probably, tumbling around the playground at 4. Who knows? So that's incredible that you got an early start. And okay, so
it
fast
was just
forward.
my type of toys, So I was still playing toys, but my toy was my violin, Otherwise, it's the same stuff.
I mean, I would have preferred that versus Ninja Turtles.
Well, not bad either.
Yeah, they're not bad, but still. All right, so let's fast forward past your teen years, I guess. When did you decide to take music and, make a career out of it?
Well, actually, it's completely true that I have always seen myself like being on the big stage, so music has always been something that I've seen as my career. And though I was born in the post-Soviet Union situation, I've never seen myself being a star of Russia or whatever, Soviet Union stuff. No, I have always been dreaming about America, and I've seen myself here a part of this culture, yes, of course, my roots are coming from Slavic folk, I'm not actually, you said Russian and I said Czech, but in fact, actually, I'm not just Russian. I am as Ukrainian as I'm Russian, and I'm as Jewish as I'm Russian, and I'm Ukrainian. So that's the mix that I am. And so my background story and my roots and my cultural and musical roots are coming from that place. But also, America is such an amazing multicultural nation. So it has always been my dream to actually be part of that, and to be an honorable American citizen, and to be part of American culture. And basically, yes, oh my God, now we're going to get to the point how much I love America, and actually it's true.
But that's great, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so basically feel I have always seen myself doing that, and in a way it has always been my career, and I've finished my school ahead of time, cum laude actually, and then I went to conservatory, to departments simultaneously as a piano player and as a violin player, continuing doing composition. So yeah, and I also played in a few orchestras simultaneously with that, and I've started to sing and participate in different vocal contests and then I went to, because the whole thing was happening in Kharkov in Ukraine, then I went to Moscow and I graduated from Russian Academy of Music as a singer and songwriter, and I started my jazz band where I was singing, playing my violin, basically was a manager and arranger, everything.
Oh, wow.
And yes, and I've been writing music for commercials and for some like documentary movies, and I recorded my first album in Russia and my first English album in Russia as well. So here, when I came here 5.5 years ago, I had this goal in my head that I'm going to become a star. You know, for somebody it can sound sort of cheesy, or oh, that sounds shallow. Well, you know what? It's just how it's called. Basically, what a star means, that means that you have succeeded in what you are doing, and what I'm doing is art, is music. Yes, and I want to succeed in what I'm doing, and it's just how humans call it. They call it being a star. So that's where I'm moving. Like, you see, like, well, yeah. When I came here, I thought that I would make it in 6 months. And look, it's been like more than 5 years. I'm still doing it, but it's in progress. And I know that I'm getting better and I'm getting closer to my goal every day. Yes. So that's what I'm doing. Yes, and I'm going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
You just watch me. Yeah.
We're rooting for you.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, so let's fast forward again. And now we are 6 months before this time today. That's when you decided to step into the entrepreneurship part of, the business. So how did that come about?
Well, as I mentioned before, I think it was a natural thing for me as an artist. I'm not saying that it's actually just like that's what every artist is supposed to do. But for me, I can clearly see that it's coming from that place in my heart and in my character. And that it's just, I really take it as another stage for me to create amazing things, to build my own world. That's what I want to do. I want to build my world, amazing world to offer to people. And the very first world that I'm working on right now with this music platform that I mentioned, it's actually an interactive music ecosystem, an investment platform where a listener can directly invest in their favorite artist. And yes, and it's the whole new music ecosystem, the whole new model of the music industry. And one of the main things it's based on, it's an artist accelerator, which we are the first and only actually to offer to independent music artists. Because from our own experience, and my two other partners are coming from professional music world as well. So what we have learned ourselves is that every artist is actually a startup, and with all the same rules applied to that. When you create some amazing content and you think, oh, I've done so much work, I've been working so hard, I'm done, now it's going to work for me. Bullshit. That's not how it works. Unfortunately, it's not enough. And now that you created something wonderful, you have to do the other half of the job. You have to promote and sell it. You have to deliver what you already created. And here is the place where a lot of artists, and again, you see, God forbid, I'm not judging, because that's where I'm coming from. I know that that's what we artists are not that great at, and also the existing model of the music industry is really, really outdated. Oh my God, when was it created? How many decades ago? And besides that, it's also broken, it's quite corrupted. I will tell you, And again, it's not just my words. This is something that we've been hearing here and there for the last at least 10 years. And notice here, not just from those music artists who haven't been able to make it, but we have also been hearing it from those who you would think have made it, who are on the top.
Right,
But that's not true. Basically, like, if you are signed to a major label and everyone thinks that you are a star, it doesn't mean you understand that there's a lot of stuff, that's like invisible that you don't know that is happening, and there's a lot of bullshit and dirt has been happening there, and we've seen so many amazingly talented musicians just who had to drop music completely to survive, And the other, sad part of what is happening in the existing music industry is that major labels actually don't do any artist development anymore. They don't want anyone just talented, unique and having all even stars qualities. Not that. No. They want noise coming before you. That's why they sign Bad Babies, Cash Me Outside, this type of things, They want scandal. Yeah, they want scandal. They don't really care about art. Of course, there are people who maybe do, but overall, generally, the music industry doesn't give an F word about that, and I mean, I can, as an example, I can actually say that, by the way, Prince's manager has recently published an article that saying something like, if Prince was born into today's music industry, he probably wouldn't even make it, just because it wouldn't give him their chance and support. And look, the same with Elton John, David Bowie, Bruce Springsteen, but Phil Collins and Peter Gabriel. Come on, man, their first albums didn't do that well. They were failures. Today's music industry would just not give them a chance at all. And oh my God, we would never actually hear about them. Seriously, just imagine for a second the world without this artist. Just for a second, and all of those generations of musicians who grew up on those legends. We wouldn't even have Beyonce and D'Angelo right now. As many others, scary, really.
Yes.
So now we realize that we have actually already missed on a few generations of artists of that quality that I just mentioned, because of today's music industry manner to choose who they work with and how they do it. So we really want to offer something different. It sounds quite revolutionary and disruptive, but it's just an alternative ecosystem that hopefully, is going to give our music artists a better chance, and of course, I'm working on making this change, and I hope to help so many artists, but of struggling music artists. But honestly, myself included, I understand that I'm building that type of music ecosystem that eventually is going to help myself as well.
Definitely.
And another funny thing that I really want to mention is that, recently I talked to a couple of people from publishing world, and you know what? The same stuff, the same, excuse my French, shit is happening in publishing system. So I already wrote it down in my head. Okay, man. First, I'm taking care of the music industry ecosystem, music ecosystem, and then I go to take care of publishing.
Nice. And you're going to use these tools yourself, right?
Right. This ecosystem that we are building is gonna, as I said, it's gonna just be really working for two things. You have to be talented, and you have to want and to work your face off towards your goal. You put these things together, man, you're going to make it.
Right.
And it doesn't matter where you live. You live in Russia, you live in Zimbabwe, you live in Europe, you live in America. How much money you make doesn't matter. The only two things that are going to matter is your talent and your willingness to work hard. So basically, it's also like you can think about this like music without borders as well, just talent.
Yeah. So somebody just typed in the... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so somebody just typed in the chat room, Deanie, why would you ask her if she's going to use her own product? All right.
Why?
So, yeah. So, okay, so I'll tell you about this because that is an important question for someone who's a business person and also an artist. I offer something called Coach Deanie, and that's where I give music industry tips, insider tips to, indie artists. And a buddy of mine asked me before, well, do you use it for yourself? And I was like, no, not really. It's like, what are you scared of? To be famous? And that question, just kicks me in the back of my head. So I'm sure a lot of people who create products for artists are also artists. And there's always that question, are you going to use your own product? Sometimes if you use your product first, before you allow others to, share with you, sometimes... I
see. Okay. Now I understand where this question is coming from. No.
Right.
It's actually a very fair point. Because I've seen music platforms that that musicians have been creating, and they use it like sort of promote themselves. I'm not gonna say any names or whatever, and it does look a little bit ugly, and a little bit unfair. So I totally understand it. You see, what we are trying to do here, it's actually music democracy. Again, it doesn't matter who and what you are, what your name is. If you are poor and no one knows about you, or you're big, famous, you're a star, the only thing that matters is what you do. The product, the content that you create, the message that you have there to put into the world. So, no, I'm not going to put my product just like on top or ahead of other people's music. No, it's going to be there. And if you like what I do, you will have a chance to buy it. If you don't, you wouldn't buy it. If you want to invest in me because I am a music artist and I am a startup, as much as all other music artists are, and you as a listener, you are in fact like an angel investor. So it's your choice who you give your money to, right? So there isn't anything that I can do to take money from your pocket, unless I will make you sure that what I'm creating, is something that is worth your time listening. You'll listen to it and you will think, I know that, yes, I can make more money, but I can't buy more time. But this is something that's worth me spending an hour of my time a week to even listen to her music.
Right. So
there isn't anything that I can do to take money from you. I am equal with anyone else. And again, another thing that I want to mention, that I understand not everyone who is making music deserves to make that. But everyone deserves a chance. And in the existing situation, you don't have this equal chance. You don't have democracy because the major labels are actually sort of like idiocracy, like they are heavily promoting what they are invested into, in.
Yeah.
So we are creating music democracy where everyone is going to be equal and you are going to be the one who decides who you're going to give your money to.
Yes. I like that. I hope we cleared up that question for you guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the answer, for the question. It's really worth asking, and it's really very important. And thank you for thinking about it, and thank you for asking me that. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Definitely. All right, so let's discuss music, especially your last single. It's called Ache. Like, what kind of aching are we talking about? What's the story behind this particular record?
Well, as an artist, you understand that, of course, there's always a story behind. And in this particular song, it was more, there was a story, but it was a little bit more like the state of mind where I was, So basically, it's just about the whole inner conflict and contradiction, and even a battlefield between like good and bad and everything, that you can imagine that I felt had been happening inside me. And also it's pretty much about the pains of growth, which are also happening. They are happening in my heart, in my mind, in my soul. And that was just something that I needed to scream about, and that's where the lyrics is coming from, and the music and the arrangement. Actually, the like a good part of that song I wrote and I produced just in a hotel room, like in a small town somewhere around Atlantic City, where my producer just brought me and dropped me there because I told him, oh my God, I can't create, I need isolation, I just hate it, like, oh my God. And he was, okay, shut up, pack your stuff. And basically I brought my keyboards with me, my computer, my mobile studio, my microphone. And that's where I like wrote this song, and I produced, probably at least a half of that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So isolation is good for creativity, for sure.
Yeah.
But then you have to go out, have drinks with your friends, hug your family, and but then when you have to create, you should go back to that rabbit hole.
Yep.
Well, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. Isolation is the best sometimes.
Sometimes.
All right.
For some purposes.
Oh yeah. So let's talk about like that first time around the block, your debut EP. So much pressure. All right. It was called Enemy of the People. And wowzers, what a title. Like, who is this enemy of the people, and why are they considered the enemy? I have to know these things. Please. Well,
actually, it's like, really, it's a family story. And a family tragedy even, so in like 1937, when Stalin was around, they would claim you to be enemy of the people for a number of reasons, like for being Jewish, for being successful businessman, or like, God forbid, progressive thinking. And you see, so my great-grandfather, was all of those things. He was Jewish, he was progressively thinking, successful businessman. So of course he was like claimed to be an enemy of the people, and he was shot dead in 1937. And his wife was sent to Gulag for 17 freaking years. can you just imagine that? Because she was like a wife of an enemy of the people. And all of their children were just basically, my God, spread around the world, almost around the country. Like be specific. Basically, even relatives wouldn't really want to take like your niece or your like nephew because they were children of an enemy of the people. But shit, what to do? They just had to do that. Otherwise, just these poor children would just be left on the streets, you know. And so that's my way of remembering of him and all of those people who were claimed like to be enemy of the people. And it's my own way of being Jewish, of being progressive thinker, of being a rebel, and that's what I put into this title, you know, and what I put into, well, actually not into the title, that's what I put into the music there, both like figuratively and literally. And it's just me being as nakedly myself as I could be. And this album actually brought me one of the biggest independent music awards in the world just 2 months ago, which I'm so deeply thankful for. You know, it means so much to me, not just as an artist, but also for the whole family, for honoring my great-grandfather. And I'm so proud to be a great-granddaughter of an enemy of the people. That's who I am. That's what I am. That's what I remember. And yes, and that's what people shouldn't actually forget, because it's something that we should never come back again to. Mm-hmm. Either it's Russia or it's America or it's Earth planet or whatever it is. You know, it's just something that should never happen again in the history.
I agree. So, from your experience with dropping this EP, because it's that was what, 2017, I want to say.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, it was 2017. My birthday, April 9th. That's exactly when we released my first EP.
So I'm Aries.
Yes.
Ah.
For the note. Yeah, cool. For the record.
Yeah, happy belated birthday.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, my friend.
Definitely. So, what knowledge are you taking from your experience with the whole EP to like this next phase with your upcoming album?
You know what? I think the most important thing that I have taken from this experience is, no matter what it takes, no matter what you hear from somebody or just like what is happening in the world, be yourself and do the best possible job at it. Either it's being an artist, or it's being an entrepreneur, or it's being something else. Just be yourself and do the best job at it. Mm-hmm. That's what I think the most important message that I've gotten from there.
Definitely. Can we get a title of the new album?
Of the new album? Well, now I'm thinking if I'm actually allowed to reveal it. Oh.
Come on, spoiler.
Oh, come on. Okay, attention. I am going to do that. I'm going to tell you the name of my next EP. It's called Catcher in the Light.
Ooh. I like that.
Yes. You have a sensation?
I don't want to get you in trouble, so I'm not going to ask you what that's about yet.
Well, okay. I mean, the whole idea is coming from the idea of the name is coming from Catcher in the Rye, and here, I also have a song Catcher in the Lie.
Ooh.
I mean, yeah, it's interesting, because I guess sometimes human beings want to hear a lie. Just because it's something that very often puts them in ease, and softens actually their existence. And some people, well, you know what? I guess it's always a matter of a choice. What pill you're gonna take, red or blue?
Yes, exactly.
Matrix, yes?
Yes.
Matrix, exactly. So what choice you are going to make? Are you gonna keep eating that steak, enjoying that steak, even knowing that it's not real? Or you'd rather wake up in a different world to eat some not very nicely looking and not very nicely tasting kind of porridge, like biomass, but you will be living in a real world and not an illusion. Always a choice. And I will tell you this, I am not that sure yet for myself what the answer to this question is. Sometimes I feel, well, of course, like I'd rather live in the real world. And sometimes I think wow, what a real world really is. I mean, I do think that we live in illusion, but it's also, this illusion has reality, and reality is illusion as well. And it's just like one thing sitting inside another, and it's infinite, both ways, both ways, like outside and inside. So I guess it's always a matter of choice, blue or red pill. And I think it's one of the most difficult choices that human beings have in their life. So Catcher in the Lie is actually something about making a choice to actually live in sort of like illusion, you know that it's illusion, but it's your reality. You love it, and you're not ready to give up on it.
Yes, I like that. Will it be? Yeah, will it be cohesive to Enemy of the People, or is this like just a whole different new chapter? Well, every song is like a new chapter, a new story, and also, well, every person is growing and developing, and me included, I feel like in the last year, the last 6 months, the last month, the last week, I've been growing. I've been developing some sort of evolution. That's the right word that I feel that I've been experiencing. So I just think that each album, each music piece that I create, each song that I put out, it just reflects, it captures like a photograph, like photography, like a picture of that state where my soul is at that moment. So basically listening to an album, one song after another, it's the same with actually going through like photo album with these pictures, moments captured. So yes, new chapter, but still the same life, but new life, illusion, but reality. Well, you understand. Yes. And that's
non-dualism. Non-dualism is everything.
Yeah. And that's all we talk about is evolution. People who are growing, who are gaining knowledge, trying and failing, and sometimes failure leads to success 1,000 times later. But hey, you got to keep evolving. Caterpillars turn into butterflies. I mean, sometimes you're going to be a moth, but hey, they're beautiful too in their own way.
Yeah.
But we encourage evolution, and so we applaud you for that. So speaking of evolution, we know that sometimes you require isolation, when there's time to be creative. But have you applied like any new methods to your development, especially when you're writing and being creative in your album form, as I like to call it? Good golly. But are there like any new moments, any new studies, yoga, battle rapping, maybe that you got going on?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I've been about starting yoga for a long time.
Awesome.
since I'm actually, I'm pretty much about to start quite a few things, but in terms of what I have been using, like, till now, I just think, I think that dreaming like in my sleep and dreaming, like daydreaming, dreaming big, dreaming huge, like meditating, attention, eating bedtime, and like drinking Red Bull occasionally. And well, I think the biggest thing is just I really love human beings by default. I just do, and it's interesting because sometimes my expression of love to people generally, I understand that some people can actually take it wrongly, and can misunderstand it, just like, like, what does she mean, I mean, especially it can happen with men, so, like, growing up, like, just becoming a little bit, like, I don't know, smarter, I'm trying to also be aware what the language of my, like, feelings sounds like to other people, So, but yes, I think the biggest two things in my life that have been carrying me through all difficulties that I experienced in my life, or like dark moments, everything. It's two things. It's that I really love people. I really love this world. I really love this planet. I know that I am here because that was my choice. I wanted to be here. I like really loving being here. And my mission that I am working on to accomplish, and my dreams. Yes, my dreams. I've been having incredible, amazing dreams since I was 14 years old. It's probably just like not for tonight's interview, but oh my God, like sometimes I had moments in my life when I didn't want to wake up in the morning. I was just like, oh my God, I feel so good in my dreams. My dreams are like, they are better than my life, they are full of me actually in these dreams, like pursuing my goal and being almost like the Messiah, saving the world, so actually it has been taking me time and wisdom and practice to learn how to actually bring the feeling of me being somebody in my dreams into this real world. These dreams have been teaching me, like what I can be without any limitations, and that's where I have been moving. That's where I'm going. Man, I'm really gonna do it. I'm gonna make it.
Definitely.
Too much for one interview?
No. You fit right in with all of us indigos and vegans. So, yeah.
Okay.
With open arms,
Oh my God, yeah.
So, AMBE, I want to thank you once again for being a part of our experience here at Vigilantes Radio. Keep doing what you do. I know we went off script a few times, but that's okay because you're a professional, you're a rock star,
so cool.
You're a superwoman.
Oh.
This is very cool of you. And I personally believe that... Oh, go ahead. I'm
a Superman.
Yeah, okay. Superman.
Yeah, man, not about gender, but about actually me being a part of humanity overall,
Right.
Just Superman, exactly. Oh, Deanie, I'm really so thankful to you for having me here, for all your amazing questions, for this warm atmosphere, for your amazing energy, for questions, for this I don't know, it just feels really good, you know.
Feels like a hug, don't it?
Almost, oh yeah, and you know what? I forgot that. Oh my God, it's like live radio interview, and I used to be so scared. No, I'm not. There's always magic on the other side, and here it is. That's the magic that we are doing right now, you and I, together right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we haven't even listened to the music yet, so wow.
Oh.
Just
you
your
have
personality.
time for that?
Yeah, of course.
You'll be listening to my personality. Well, it's pretty much the same. You know, I actually have no idea what song you are even going to play.
Yeah. Well, going back to personality, you know, that's what's running the music industry right now. Personality is selling more than music.
Right.
It's sad, but that's where we're at. That's where we're at.
Well, no, you see, like, I don't want to say that is necessarily what is sad. You know, I mean, what is sad that it's not about just personality as personality. It's more about like noise, scandal, and basically something actually shocking. You know, not that much like meaningful. Just something that is like something that puts people in just like, what did she say? What the hell? What? That's what they want, you know, and that's not, I believe it's not what is going to drive the art. That's not something that is going to grow new music legends. It's gonna grow one day so-called them stars. That's it. Who leave nothing behind them.
That's right.
That's not what we want. That's not what you and I want. That's not what this world wants. It's what a group of people wants. And we're gonna battle it with our what? With our new music democracy.
Come back, I want you back. All of you, and nothing less. The taste, a little taste of everything and nothing else. I'm keeping all your moves ins and longer out. I have it all to grow me high. I've tried them all and none. Ouch, you got me numb. But here I am. I am your ally, your enemy. You make me wanna kill and pray. I go illuminate, eliminate. I'm your ally, your enemy. I've got it all, my autonomy. I got this You stay here everywhere. Hey, I know you're mine, so let it play. I'm keeping all your moves ins and longer out. I have it all to grow me high. I've tried them all and none. Ouch, you got me numb. But here I am. I am your ally, your enemy. You make me wanna kill and pray. I go illuminate, eliminate. I'm your ally, your enemy. I've got it all, my autonomy.
Wow, did you guys just hear that? Oh my goodness. Ear candy, eargasm, all of that, all at the same time. Oh man, that's incredible. Did you hear those background vocals? I mean, goodness. If you didn't hear that, put on a pair of headphones. Like I got some great headphones, and I heard everything. Oh my goodness, you have no idea. That song definitely deserves some awards. It deserves to be placed in a couple of movies, preferably my life movie, because I'm always doing like cool shit, like, you know, walking down the sidewalk in slow motion. Like this song will be playing like in the background. I have like on some shades, my 3-piece business suit, and then all of a sudden I just break out in a Beyonce dance with like 7 other dancers behind me, and we have an incredible moment. This is life. Think about that for a second. Can't you see Deanie? Yeah. Okay, enough of that. So, yeah, incredible record. Very incredible. Sometimes, guys, you gotta step up and take responsibility. Oh my goodness, not the R word. Yeah, the people who get what they want in life are those who are willing to take responsibility for something. Think about it. Who would you rather deal with? Someone who makes excuses and blame other people for everything that goes wrong? I know a couple of those. Or someone who takes responsibility and gets the problem solved no matter whose fault it is or however long that it takes? I choose the latter. When you are willing to take responsibility, you immediately start to stand out from the crowd. You become an effective, can-do, results-oriented person. You are a leader and an achiever. It's only logical that when you are willing to accept more responsibility, you'll get more responsibility. All right? Take responsibility for your own work, for your own career, for your own surroundings, for your own health. Avoid blaming others for your problems. Avoid blaming Deanie for your problems and then emailing me about it like it's my... Okay. I'm about to go on a tangent. Sorry. All right. Avoid. I'm just playing about it. You can still email me all your problems and complaints. I love to listen. Because, like, when you blame others, think about this. I'm going to get logical on you. When you blame others, you give them control over the situation. And giving them control over the situation gives them control over your life. Ooh. Yeah. The moment you take responsibility, you become the master of your own destiny. Take charge, take control, take responsibility. That is my word. And let's bring AMBE back on. You're now live again in our...
Thank you so much for playing the song. I'm really happy. I'm really happy that you liked it.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I love it. It's still in my head now, so after the show, I'm going to have to play it again. Because I can't get music out of my head if it's still there, unless I listen to it over and over. So, thank you for that. Yeah. That means you made an incredible song.
My pleasure. You see, I was just speaking my mind and my heart out. That's what I did.
Definitely.
Yeah. So what is happening right now there?
Dropping jewels all night for us, so that's been helpful. Or you can rap if you can rap. You're from New York, Brooklyn. You're living there, so it's like one of the meccas for hip hop.
You know what? No, I actually can't rap.
Really?
I can't rap. No, yeah, you know what? It's actually interesting because actually I do have a couple of songs which are actually in Ukrainian language, and I wouldn't call it like rapping. It's more like recitative. You know what? You know, like difference-wise. So that I wouldn't call it really like rapping. Another friend of mine is coming to my mind, who is actually incredible, like New York Times bestseller author, and huge like an entrepreneur. And I've been reading his book right now that is called Total Focus. And one of the chapters is saying that you should always be ready for situations to happen. You should be always ready. So that was a good lesson for me as well, So
Yes.
Just like even psychologically, now do something for us. Just like play whatever. And I was just like, oh my God, my hands are shaking. What am I doing? But if you go to my Instagram or to my Facebook or to my LinkedIn, where I am AMBE Music, AMBemusic.com is also my website where you can actually, you can get connected through my website to all my social media profiles. So there you can see that I posted just 1 or 2 days ago, myself practicing this piece. And I'm pretty damn good there.
Oh, yeah.
And I was psychologically prepared. So what's going to happen now? Now, after we finish our show, I'm going to sit down and to write the whole list of all possible situations that can come to my mind that I should always be prepared for. And then I should try and make a plan, so I don't have my hands shaking. I don't have my knees shaking, I don't have my voice shaking. I always know what to do and how to do it in my best.
Yes.
So thank you for that. It's just like a cold shower.
I'm going to jot that down in my notes, too, that I need to be prepared for almost anything and think of almost every scenario. That is a good idea. And then, guys, I invite you guys to do that as well if you're listening, to just think about, situations you can find yourself in that you need to be prepared for unexpectedly.
Like, for example, the end of the world.
Oh, yeah. Me and my brother talk about this all the time. We got to be prepared for this zombie apocalypse, for the end of the world, for anything. And we've been taking a few measures here and there to make sure that we're headed in that direction.
Well, I hope the world is going to be all right, but we never know. I mean, we do live in a very crazy world, and we see a lot of, not the end of the world situations, but a lot of just really unpredictable and very crappy and scary even situations. Situations can happen even when you go to a local bodega, just to grab something. You never know if it's going to be some shooting there, which does happen, unfortunately, in our life as well. And, well, man, I mean, I know it's really hard to be ready for all of those situations, but at least you should always know what to do if,
yes,
so you don't lose the control, of the situation, and you at least you will have better chances to survive.
Definitely.
Yeah. You see, for example, right now, my hands are just calming down a little bit, but just even a few minutes ago, they were still shaking from just oh my god, what? I was afraid to speak. Just in live on the show, and what does he want me to do? To do something? To play shit? So, anyway, I got a couple of passages, right? You are gonna sing now?
Oh, no. This is the...
Why not? Come on, that's another unprepared situation. Go ahead. Yes.
Interview. That's not the Deanie interview.
You see.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a good excuse.
Yeah. Don't want to confuse the listeners. It's hey, what are you doing, Deanie? You already know about you.
Well, anyway, I'm telling you, I'm going to interview you sometime. Come to me, or at least come to New York and let's grab a cup of coffee. Where do you live, actually? Where are you right now?
Right now I'm on the West Coast. I'm in Cali, in LA. My home is in Mississippi, down south.
Nice.
But, our band's based out in Cali, so I go back and forth.
I see. Okay. I should come to Cali then sometimes. Right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Cali or Mississippi. It's kind of hot in Mississippi right now, but it's very peaceful there.
Yeah, I'd love to come and see. Come and check.
Oh yeah. Guys, we are go ahead.
I'm saying such a nice evening.
Oh yeah.
That we are spending here.
Very nice.
Yeah. Yes, sorry, you were saying something.
No, I was just telling our listeners that this is probably one of the longest shows we've had, but everybody is still around, like from the very start. Like, I don't see any callers dropping off. Everyone's still in the chat room. You guys are so great. I really appreciate you guys. But hey, this has been a very, very fun interview.
Yeah, the same here. Thank you so much, Deanie. And I just just before I go, I also want to say thank you to all of those people who were like sticking around with me, trying to make any sense, like out of just something, trying to express what I've been feeling and describe what I've been doing, and then trying to even touch a couple of keys on my keyboard. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, really, for sticking around, for being with us. That's incredible. Thank you so much, everyone who was involved in like making this show, real. That's so good. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you. You guys are awesome. AMBE, you're definitely awesome. You guys have a great night.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/only1media group, iTunes, YouTube, any app that's on a Google Play or iTunes store, or our website. And that goes from every single episode that we've ever aired. If you'd like to request music or a particular guest or send something for me to play, email it to theradio@only1mediagroup.com. If it's music, please label it by artist and title. Here's my disclaimer. We are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, you can scratch all of that because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Nah, just kidding. On behalf of myself, Dini-Mussolini, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word, because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, as well as Spreaker. We always follow back. That is the number one rule. Okay, well, just remember to be yourself and be absolutely great at just doing that. Avoid being too comfortable, because you're messing with your potential when you do that. Peace, and have a good night.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.only1mediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.